Welcome everybody to another edition of ETE Everything Else. That means anything other than WWE, AEW, everything else. This is the real shit. This is the nitty gritty. This is the stuff that you probably should be watching, need to be watching. I am
Want to
Marcus.
be watching.
Yeah, I am Marcus, and I'm joined by, watch the point, pointing in the right
Three
direction.
faces of Jamal. You already know.
Again, again, we need to get a graphic of all your faces coming out whenever you say that. Three faces of the I'm sure that's some Lucas
Some Lucas Arts, man.
ILM, yeah. ILM stuff. So I do have the wrong banner up. But whatever. We're gonna talk about all the stuff going on in the outside first before we get into Impact Wrestling's Under Siege. We're going to talk about all the rumor mill, the drama that's going on. But there was no bigger drama than the Kota Ibushi situation that I believe came out yesterday, right off the jump, in which he announced that he is frustrated, he's annoyed, and he will expose New Japan for the fraud that they are for exploiting him. Jemal, what are your thoughts on all of this that was dumped out yesterday?
Man, I normally don't go on the Twitter machine at all because, the Twitter machine is a toxic place, especially for wrestling. But this was insane to me that one of their brightest stars, no pun intended to the golden star of Kota Ibushi, but one of their brightest stars is being exploited like by big New Japan management,
Yes.
preferably that Kenichi or whatever his name is. I don't know, man. But during the translation, I was just looking at like, yo, he did a date or he wrestled in somewhere, and he only wrestled somewhere because he thought he was gone from the company. And that wasn't necessarily the case. So it's confusion going on over here in New Japan or Japan as a whole. There's some confusion.
Yeah. So Ibushi, who is I believe is under a lengthy, if not lifetime, contract with New Japan, apparently is showing like, hey, I kind of want out. I don't want to work with this guy. Calling him by my name, and the reason I'm not saying his name is because I don't think I pronounced it right. I'm going to say Kamuchi, but I know I'm saying it wrong.
It's Kanochi. I don't know, man. It's
Yeah,
some
I don't
some.
want. Yeah, I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to say it wrong. I'm going to end up saying like Kikuchi, and somebody's like, "You talking about Coochie boy?" No, that's not what I'm trying to say. It's not what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to say a man's name. And Ibushi, who is probably is in my top 10 favorite wrestlers in the industry right now. I think he brings the physicality and athleticism to it, and he does have a charisma to him, and he can go anywhere he wants if he does free up from New Japan. The likelihood of him joining up with Omega and AEW is highly likely, but then unlikely. He may just stay in Japan. Who knows? But I think that everything's gonna be okay at the end of the day. I think he's just gonna return to New Japan. He don't want the smoke of New Japan board of directors coming at him, aka as my younger brother would say, the Yakuza will come after him and disappear. We're trying to expose people, so I think it's gonna work out. How do you think? Do you think it's gonna play out? He's gonna go somewhere else, or is he gonna stay in New Japan?
I think with the state of how he's doing things right now, he's about to be one of those what do you call it? Those maverick people that just fucking do what they want. He's just gonna do what they want. He's not gonna care about the Yakuza. He's not gonna care about no damn New Japan. He's like, I'll go to Dragon Gate. Fuck it, I'll go to Noah right now. I'll go to Noah right now, wrestle the champion and win it. Then come back into New Japan with the gold.
Yeah, that's kind of what everybody does. They'll leave and they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to go somewhere." Everybody's gives a go. Oh, Kota Ibushi free, give him your gold. Give him a gold. Give him all the gold. Show respect. I think he'd go on like the Briscoes tour, in which he's just kind of everywhere.
Just coming everywhere. Just Oh man, but he better chill out though because if he is underneath contract and he does breach that contract, then that contract is null and void, and any protections that he may have had is not protected no more. So it's just a situation that we have to. Well, we don't have to. We just do, but we keep. we keep in mind what's going on with the Kota Ibushi situation. So don't expect to see him on New Japan television anytime soon. Don't expect to see him in any type of tournaments. Don't expect to see him doing any type of press. Like he's just gonna be on the shelf life for a little bit, a non-injury injury.
Yeah, one of those. What are those called? It's like on leave, but not leave. It was
It's the Ben
ah,
Simmons situation.
yeah. Kota Ibushi, aka Ben Simmons.
The Ben Simmons of wrestling.
You know what? You can make the G1. I might can make the G1. Oh, my back. I'm gonna be sitting here. Couldn't make it.
I wrestled over like 19 years now. My back, man, like that. Meanwhile, Tenzon is still in there, fucking throwing Mongolian.
Shibata's making a comeback when he shouldn't be. My back. No. But with Kota Ibushi's potential free agency, there's still a lot of free agents and rumors and stories going on out there in the pro wrestling landscape. A lot of people are no longer connected with the company. There's like Jonah Rock and I think Mia Yim is technically free, but it's kind of on a short term deal with Impact. We have, I mean, it's just a lot of people out there. Jamal, who you the most interested in seeing go where and in some of these rumors and stuff?
Well, I've been trying to follow what's going on with, and a lot of people's gonna jack me for this, but I've been trying to see what's going on with Tessa Blanchard's career right now because it's gonna be like it's gonna be the most talented, one of the most talented people in the ring with the most shittiest attitude towards the business, and it's a shame because she's a legacy talent, and she might as well just stay in Mexico at this point because there's nowhere else for her to work legitly. Like it's insane to me. I mean, we're talking about a former Impact World Champion in Tessa Blanchard, one of the best female wrestlers on the planet, but at the same time, just because you're good at what you do doesn't make you a good person in between. And she's got a lot of it's ridiculous
Years.
at this point.
She has years left of her career. She's still young. And for those who aren't updated, Tessa Blanchard has fallen out with WOW, the Women of Wrestling, ran by AJ Lee or whatever her actual name is. But and they have had a falling out of some kind in the back. And Tessa Blanchard, who's had a history of I think racism, bullyism, all types of isms, kind of
the fabulous Moolah effect.
Yeah,
and even that's questionable.
Yeah, so everything about her career is just nuclear heat, and this was like her last this WOW thing was like, oh, it's maybe her comeback. It's a mainstream. The wrestling world, for looking at her work, will probably forgive her and all that, and she'll get that payday. Nope, that is over. She is completely nuclear, and she is going to only end up in Mexico. That's where it seems like. And they will not care about her past transgressions. I mean, they have sexy stars still wrestling after breaking that one chick's arm. They do not care about
La Parker still got a deal even after he beat the hell out of Fatu and freaking Hammerstone in America.
And all that drama and whatever. Just
Mexico is the Wild West of wrestling, man.
We take what we can get. That's what they say. We take anybody. Don't matter what you did. Oh, you won in a few states? We'll take you.
CM Punk gonna get packed the hell up if he keeps talking that noise.
Oh, so we were talking about this in the pre-show, and I know this is. I'm going to consider this everything else because this is some side shit that has nothing to do with AEW. This is personal between Eric Bischoff and CM Punk because they're going after each other's throats. CM Punk criticized Eric Bischoff, who criticized CM Punk for not being a draw, basically, on his podcast and saying, like, you compared yourself to Hall and Nash, you can't draw like 1 million or something like that. And CM Punk responds, well, tired of these carnies pieces of shit talking on their podcast on their ego thing. And this is, just thing.
Such a dirty word, that carny. Carny is such a dirty word in wrestling now. It's like,
I was like, all right,
You don't even want to say it, carny. You're a
Yeah,
carny.
Carney. Oh God. Oh, Carney.
Yeah.
You're a Carney piece of shit. Um. So in this drama, this is the one time I'm going to agree with both sides, in which I agree with Eric Bischoff what he said. CM Punk is, I guess, not the draw he should be. He could be better. I don't know what's going on in AEW. Why it seems like they haven't. They have all these stars and they're not drawing all these people in. Whether it's CM Punk, Bryan Danielson, John Moxley, Jericho, they have all these big names and they're struggling to, draw
It's
with them.
it's off the back of the big pilot machine named World Wrestling Entertainment. They're only as good as their last match. They're only as good as their last appearance. If their last appearance is not seen by 8 billion fucking people around the globe, niggas in India ain't watching AEW. Niggas
Nah,
in fucking, Chile
they
is not. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody
yeah,
is watching it as big as the WWE draw. So like you're only as good as your last match, even though they're having fantastic matches and stuff like that. Then it's not coming. Like they don't have Saudi Arabia shows. They don't have Australia shows. They're just local right now. Like maybe they could go into Mexico. Maybe they could go to Canada, but that's as far as they're gonna take it as of right now. Tony Khan is not just running the wrestling business. He's got his football team that he has to worry about, and they're trash. So, like, you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So,
And then TK was also talking about excuse me about how AEW is the number one wrestling promotion in the United Kingdom, and I'm like, dude, it was
the
what he's
United Kingdom,
yeah.
NXT
I'm like,
UK is
nah,
drawing more money than AEW is.
I'm pretty sure it is. And then the WWE is going over there for like one show this year for a pay per view, and they're doing it. So I think he needs
It's
to
gonna
chill
be
on some of his stuff.
crazy. It's gonna be crazy, that Cardiff show.
Yeah, it's
Let
gonna be
alone let
stacked.
Drew McIntyre be an interim champion, because that's what it's looking like.
I don't even know what's going on with that Roman situation. It was like he's getting time off or whatever. I mean, he could lose that belt. Like he doesn't have
If,
to keep it
if
for as
if he
long.
loses it, it has to be against a European wrestler at Cardiff, and the only person that they built right now is Drew McIntyre.
Yep, and it seems like that's the plan. We're building toward that show, and because that's it. Has to be it. Like I don't really see another matchup. He's not going against Gunther as it says in that show. Even though I would
That
love
I
to
would
see
I
that.
would pay, I'll pay money to watch that.
Yeah, that would be amazing. They're building him, but it's not Drew McIntyre. Oh,
Even
Manny in
even a
the chat.
famous or Manny says that NXT UK makes no money whatsoever.
Let's go some
Yo.
shoot. We'll see. We don't know. We don't know. I would love to just go through
So
all the
so
financials of everybody.
so to combat Manny, if AEW, I mean, if NXT UK is making no money, that's exactly what AEW is doing right now. Not making no money. They're not drawing people. That's exactly what they're doing.
They're about equal. They're about equal in that level of like we own the wrestling market. Um, but yeah, I agree with both sides of the CM Punk Eric Bischoff argument, in which CM Punk's response was, "All these podcasters need to shut the fuck up," basically, because all they're doing is talking shit about the business. Whether you're Cornette, Vince Russo, Ryback, Booker T, God knows who, Dutch
Bully
Mantel,
Ray.
Bully Ray, whoever is out there, all these retired on wrestling, all they do is criticize. And I'm so sick of when I go through my like feed on my Twitter, Facebook, whatever. It's wrestling legend says this, and I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know who it is. Like, don't even hide it.
And it kind of puts a sour taste in your mouth when it pertains to that legend, because you already have this aura of them, right? And basically, remember, like I was saying, you're only as good as your last match. You're only good as your last appearance. That will count as your last appearance. The last thing that we remember you saying is this nonsense or this, or you have beef with this person and such and such. So it's just like, yo, just enjoy your retirement. Let it be. enjoy what you enjoy. If you have criticisms, just keep it to yourself. And it's a new wave. It's the new wave.
You know who I blame for all these podcast criticism shows? I blame Stone Cold Steve Austin. The one show that wasn't critical of anybody. He just did his interviews, and it was completely positive on the business. He would say one or two things he disliked or whatnot, what's going on, but it wasn't really like anything like, oh shit, hot take.
It would be directly to that person, some
Yes.
sort of advice, or like, hey, I want you to, like, if you think about it, remember the interview that he had with John Moxley when he was
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose? Everything that Stone Cold told him to do then is what John Moxley is doing right now.
Yeah. And it was just really a tough like thing for him to swallow. He's just honest, and he's not like trying to put down business. He's trying to elevate it. These other guys are just coming off as leeches, just going out like, in my day, we did this and doing that. And where I agree with Bischoff being right in this scenario, and sometimes I agree with, some of these other guys. I just think that a lot of this gets too much play in the attention. And my problem, Punk, not even worth your time to respond. Not even worth. Don't be that sensitive.
Yeah, just relax. It's some old head talking craziness. Oh, I used to get mad. Oh, no, I don't care. You're not getting
It'd be like what it's like watching, Inside the NBA with Charles Barkley and Shaq are criticizing the newer generation for how they play and all that. No, this is a new generation. This is how they play now.
They're playing smarter. They're playing smarter, not harder. But even though, like, I agree with some things that Chuck and Shaq do be saying about, especially the big men, they're playing healthier. They're being more healthy with their minds, with their bodies, with everything. They don't have to go in the fucking paint and just body up on them all the time.
Just fight people randomly, like, all right, here we go. But yeah, so again, even though this is a podcast of wrestling review show that does criticize AEW, WWE, and whatnot, we started this gangster shit. No, but no. I just think that some of these wrestlers should not pay attention to anything these guys say. Like, I wouldn't pay attention to anything they say. I'll just be like, oh, whatever.
That's his opinion, and I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to do what brought me to the dance. Speaking of the dance, let's talk about that Under Siege pay-per-view, because these guys did a fantastic pay-per-view.
They did a pretty good pay-per-view in a weekend of pay-per-views where their competition was going to be WrestleMania Backlash 17, 25, whatever the hell they decided to call this show. They did a wrestling show that was, I want to say, built around the wrong thing, probably, because the pay-per-view is called Under Siege. And as we're going to, because I'm just going to jump around things. The main storyline, the main conflict should have been the 505 Bullet Club versus the Honor No More. Because it's Under Siege. It seems like that would be like, oh my God, these dudes are coming in to take over Impact Wrestling. Both of them for claiming other promotions, essentially, with Honor No More being former Ring of Honor guys, with Eddie Edwards or whatever, who's former Ring of Honor, but whatever. I associate it with Impact. And then you have the Bullet Club, who's representing
New Japan's prominent Under Siege faction. Like, they come to take over. Like, that is their gimmick. That's their thing. That's what they do. And they should have built it around, this 5-on-5 or this, supremacy over a company. Because the main event, which ended up being a solid match, but not blew my mind out of the water, out of the park, which was Josh Alexander and Ishii, and they wrestled for the Impact Championship. You already knew going in, Ishii's not winning that motherfucker.
For those who don't know who Ishii is, randomly, been wrestling everywhere for this year. AEW, New Japan, Impact, NWA. You've seen his ass everywhere. And in every single one of these companies, this man has lost. And Josh Alexander has just won the Impact title away from Moose, won the rematch, and now it's at the pay-per-view. I'm just saying they're not taking the title off of him, and that took some of the the false finishes away. It was a good match. I enjoyed the match. I thought both men did their best, put a lot of effort into it, but there was no way he was winning. There was no way at any planet he was winning.
Josh Alexander is a beast, and that's not taking nothing away from Ishii at all. But like again, like this is like you said, off the back of a wonderfully done long-term storytelling booking story of Josh Alexander's redemption, losing at Bound for Glory to Moose after he just beat Christian. He literally beat Christian, loses the title 6 seconds later, loses the title in front of his child and wife, and then gets fired, rehired, and all this other stuff that he had to do. And then he finally gets his redemption. He beats Moose, and this is his first title defense. So, if they built off of that, then maybe. But the pay-per-view is called Under Siege, man. Like, come on, man.
It's all about the takeover. It's all about the takeover. And again, I'm never going to forget that moment when he won the title and Matt Striker's doing some horrible crying. And I was like, that's what Matt Striker has to go. It's time to change up this commentary. Matt Striker's doing this bad fake crying. I ain't got time for this. Like that moment should have hit more, but I was so distracted by Matt Striker when he got cashed in by Moose and just like over his kids. Like, I'm the champion. I'm like, what an asshole. But yes. Speaking of Moose, he came out and was frustrated about his current situation, as most wrestlers are on television. Only to be confronted by the returning Sami Callihan, who's back from injury, and I'm assuming his first opponent will be around Moose or something. Maybe.
Yeah, every time that these two step foot in the ring, it's going to be some type of magic. So we'll see how that goes from there.
Yeah. So
there was a lot of returning people tonight. Like Mia Yim returned after the Reina del Reina's title match. Deonna Purrazzo lost again. She's been on a losing streak. She's been on a losing streak, losing belts, losing matches, and she's just physically and mentally frustrated, so she just started beating the hell out of Taya Valkyrie, and here comes the HBCIC. Yep. Mia Yim. She didn't turn as Jade, she came out as Mia Yim, so yeah.
She's only been Jade in Impact, right? This is the first time she's actually Mia Yim, because she's only been Jade, right?
With that damn dollhouse.
The dollhouse. My favorite TNA faction of all time. Marty Bell, Jade, and Terrence Terrell. Nothing can stop them. But so my Deonna Purrazzo, her 2022 is terrible this year. Her record is probably like 0-25. She's lost all her titles. She's lost to every single person. She's
even lost in that Mexico show. By disqualification in Triple Mania. She lost that match too. What the hell is going on?
Like,
Deonna Purrazzo is one of the best.
Yeah, as good as her 2020 and 2021 were, her 2022 is just L's.
Just like her boy toy, Steve Macklin, her boy toy. He's losing too.
Yeah, he took an L too to Chris Sabin. In the opening match, I believe, right? That was the opening? I think so, right? Yeah.
Nah, the opening match was that fantastic triple threat match that they had. It was Laredo Kid, Rich Swann, and who was that guy? Speedball, Mike Bailey. They had a fantastic match. Fantastic triple threat.
So I was like, wait, I don't think I got that match in wherever I watched this. I think it was on something else. I think it was one of the pre-shows, so I guess I got the full show. And I can imagine that being a good match. I remember seeing, like, I was going through the card and I was like, I don't remember seeing this match. I've seen everything else, but I did not see this match.
Rich Swann and Mike Bailey proved me something that they can still go. Laredo Kid always does good, so it's not a question for him, but Mike Bailey's been showing me something this year. Hopefully he'll X Division title or digital media titles in his future, because we know damn well he's not winning no Impact championship.
The X Division title Ace Austin versus why am I blanking out? Oh, Trey Miguel for the X Division title. They had their
AKA fake
match.
Spider-Man, fake Miles Morales.
Yeah. Um, he loses. Ace Austin wins in a really good match, good X Division match. A lot of athleticism, a lot of cool spots and stuff with like. Uh, I remember Miguel just flipping, taking the flat back bug on the outside. Like,
This
ow!
guy, this guy taking too many bumps, man. He's doing the Will Ospreay 2017, Ricochet 2016. Like he's doing that.
Just let me take
God,
this to another level. Nah, man, just chill. You don't have to always try to injure
gotta
yourself.
run. Tell me a story.
Yeah.
Tell me a story. That's why.
Um.
That's why WWE didn't pick you up, and that's why them boys is gone too.
Well, it's only one of them boys, and he's kind of like himself. Shout out to Wesley, who's just out there on the island, waiting,
Damn,
waiting probably to get them papers. Not his fault. Nothing he did. Just
he
probably gonna
didn't do
happen.
anything wrong. He
He
did
did.
everything right. He did everything right, and everything still goes wrong. Story of a
Yeah.
black man in America.
You want to know a story of black people in America? Wesley.
Success
Oh.
includes failure, and it's not even your fault.
All right. My question is: Ace Austin is in the Best of Super Juniors tournament. Do you have him? How do you have him doing in this? Do you think I'm doing well? Is it going to be just someone just to have in there? Because I think it's a pretty good card, or not a good card, but a good.
A collection of a collection of athletes in that tournament. When it pertains to Ace Austin, he is one of the best light juniors, light heavyweights, whatever you want to call it. Like he's one of the best to do it right now in this game today. I've actually watched Ace Austin live before he was famous, so like, it's really good to see that he's doing the damn thing. When it pertains to the Super Juniors, though, I see him going like midway and then ends up getting eliminated somewhere, like in the midway
Yeah,
through it.
yeah.
Like
I feel like he'll do okay. I think he'll pick up. I think he'll. I feel like a lot of the non-New Japan wrestlers who are coming over will win a few matches and do pretty well, like your Yutas and your
they
Ace
gotta they
Austin.
gotta
TJP is technically New Japan, but
they have to utilize them so that way they can you've seen this with Ring of Honor before, like they have like a lot of Ring of Honor guys back in the day go to like the Best of the Super Juniors. They'll do okay, they'll pick up victories on certain people so that way they can set up feuds in their company. So whoever Ace Austin beats from New Japan, especially with this Forbidden Door being open or whatever now, whoever he beats actually going to end up coming over and be like, you beat me at Super Juniors, but I want you to beat me here for that X Division Championship. That's where I see that going. So
yeah.
imagine him beating like Hiromu, and then Hiromu comes and was like, I want the X Division Championship. A Hiromu Takahashi is X Division champion? What?
Again, Hiromu coming to America in general would be amazing. I'm 100% for it. Of all the people who walk through the Forbidden Door, Hiromu is one of those. And I'm like, this would be so dope if Hiromu just was like, if he showed up in Impact, he showed up on AEW or wherever, it would just be like, because the dude is one of the brightest characters. And I'm not even just talking about his outfit, just one of the coolest characters in wrestling who is like, I've only done really Japan. It's time for him to like tour the world. And hopefully
I
we get
mean,
that Forbidden Door.
like Christopher Daniels and actually Christopher Daniels, Scorpio Sky, and Frankie Kazarian helped out Hiromu a lot before he went back to Japan. And the same could be said with Sho and Yo. Not so much Yo, but more Sho. Uh, but then again,
Same.
like it brings back to the Best of Super Juniors. What if Ace Austin beats someone like Sho, who's in Impact right now? Bullet Club. Shows in Bullet Club. I want the X Division Championship. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
so much stuff that they can do. Like, there's so much things. But being that Show's a heel, Ace is a heel, that's different dynamics and stuff like
But
that. I mean,
if Sho comes over here, normally the person traveling over, they're a heel. where they're at, but Sho can still be just considered a babyface over here because he's Bullet Club. But I think that still the crowd would just cheer for him over the hometown guy because he's the new guy in town. You kind of want to see him more around. So
Yeah,
we'll
but
see. We'll see.
Hiromu was more exciting.
Yeah,
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 Hiromu would
absolutely,
be more exciting.
absolutely. Speaking of Bullet Club, 5-on-5, Honor No More Bullet Club. What do you think of the match?
I thought it was mid at best for
Yeah,
me. It was definitely mid, and
disappointing.
I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all of those guys, but because the match wasn't the main event, number one, so that took that away, and then added with like the way that it ended, and then the beat down at the end. I'm like, yo, why is the Bullet Club getting beat down like this? Like, nah, it should be the other way around. But somebody had to do it, and because Honor No More is technically Impact Wrestling now, so Impact had to get the rub on their pay per view. Okay, got it,
Yeah.
tracking. So that's how I looked at that.
I was disappointed by the match. I feel like just when the match really started going, it kind of just ended. They spent a lot of time doing the back rakes. Like I was like, this is
A
what the
lot of
I
time.
was like, damn, they really did like 5, 6, 7 minutes of back rakes because everybody at Bullet Club did the back rake, and then I don't know more was like, oh, we're gonna retaliate and do the back rakes. And I was like, it's a lot of back raking, guys. You don't have that much time.
It was looking like a PWG show or something. Like
Yeah. And then there were like 3 dives on the outside. Next thing you know, tag in, match over, basically. And it was like, oh, that was it. And I was like,
then the
that could have been so
beatdown,
much better. Yeah.
and then the beatdown.
All right,
Speaking of
so
beatdown, the Briscoes
them boys
doing the
having a
damn
good.
thing. They finally won some gold, man.
Well, I will say they finally won major gold. They were the game changer, the GCW tag team champions. Or are they still the tag team champions? I can't remember. I think they still got it.
I believe they're about to drop them to the next team that they face. I'm not sure, but um, yeah, like when I say that, I mean like we've seen them as we discussed on this show. Like they went against La Rebellion and on NWA Power. They did go against the Good Brothers back at Multiverse Madness and stuff like that. When they lost, they've been losing, and then all of a sudden they win. So it's kind of good to see that their efforts are not for naught. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah. So this was a really good match, and I think it should have main evented. Because it was one I didn't know if the Briscoes are gonna win or not. They fought Violet by Design, Eric Young's group with him
Tony
and
Diener and Joe Doring.
yeah. So basically, it's another Eric Young chaos group of some kind where he's kind of crazy and violent or whatever. And he's just screaming. I missed the funny Eric though, long time ago.
Don't fire Eric. Don't
Yeah.
fire Eric. Shout out to
So
Eric Smith. Don't fire him, please.
don't fire him.
Don't fire Eric.
Maybe you gotta pull those numbers up, son. You gotta pull those Saturdays numbers up. You're gonna get fired, man. You're gonna get
Eric,
fired.
Eric, they're not gonna fire you, bro. Oh.
But good match. Happy for them boys to get the title. I expect them to have it for a lengthy amount of time. I don't know what their Impact contract looks like, and I'm probably sure it's not really a real contract at this point, where it's just like we come and we go, we come and we go.
It's a hot dog and a handshake. That's what that is.
Yeah. And it gives instant credibility to those tag team titles, even though I'm not saying there's anything wrong by Design, but the Briscoes just opens up new opportunities for everybody. And I realize we skipped a few matches, but whatever. But this was a really good match. One of the matches we skipped, Tasha Steelz versus Havoc. I thought it was a solid match.
Tasha Steelz is one of the most underrated female wrestlers on the planet today.
You want to know why she's underrated? You want to know why? Because I feel like I'm watching her. She's fine. She's doing everything right. But her moveset, the way she looks, her attitude, everything about her reminds me of Sasha Banks. And I'm just going like, she's Sasha Banks light. That's what I get from her. That's what I get. They're about to
if anything, no. Sasha Banks light is Kiera Hogan. Okay, let's just get that straight.
Well, that's really light. That's the next level.
Kiera Hogan is Sasha Banks like.
Sasha Banks like.
So peep this out, okay? Tasha Steelz is everything that Sasha Banks wants to be.
Yeah, in a way, I would say
Wrestling wise, not character wise, not like projecting the audience, but everything that Tasha Steelz is doing, Sasha Banks should be doing.
Yeah, I think she gets more, I guess, creativity, because Sasha is kind of, she's in the world as just being like this elite wrestler, but then she'll have the title for like a minute, and then she just tag team feuds, and then she'll disappear.
The only reason why Sasha Banks is the appeal that she is because she's been on like TV doing. She's a great TV personality, and that's even on regular TV. I mean, she's in the Star Wars universe, for crying out loud. Of course, people are going to be clamoring over her. This is the way.
This is the way. This is the way. In Mandalore, you can't do it now. So, but again, I thought it was a really good match. Nice knockout title match. Well, I was going to bring up about the knockouts title and the women's title. And what is your thoughts on other promotions having title matches on your show? Like the Diana Purrazzo and why am I blanking on all these names?
The Mercedes Martinez match, or the Taya Valkyrie match.
That fits in it too. That fits in too with the Mercedes Martinez, and then this one with Taya Valkyrie. There's all these other company titles defending on other company shows. I don't think I'm a fan of that. I feel like you should just have your titles defended on your show. And if somebody's challenging for your title, then it would make more sense than two people who are not technically officiated with AAA fighting for a AAA title.
If you want to blame anybody, you're going to blame Mickie James for this, because earlier this year at the Royal Rumble, when she walked out with the Impact Championship at the Royal Rumble match, not defending it, obviously, but trying to get an opportunity, which would have been a fantastic story if WWE was just fucking smart and pulled the trigger on that. That would have been fantastic. Have her face, or who was the champion at the time, Charlotte or Becky?
Probably Charlotte. You can just say Charlotte. You can just say Charlotte.
Just like, what I'm saying, Impact versus, and then have whoever the champion is win. But, it's WrestleMania. Like, that's missed opportunities, man.
WWE's a monster. They're a monster, and they only want to destroy. They're not trying to help anybody else in the business out there. It'd be nice, but they're not trying to help Impact. Honestly, they can give a damn that Mickie James had that title. They were just looking for women to fill their Rumble. They didn't honestly care. They only care about themselves. And the only thing that exists in the WWE universe.
I think next year, since they set the precedent for it, they should add all the women's champions from other promotions as those special guests instead of returning legends like Alicia Fox and Nikki Bella and Kelly and Tori Wilson. Like, no. Put the Mercedes Martinez, Diana Purrazzos, the Taya Valkyries in there, and let them match up. Let that be their tryout. You know what I'm saying? Like, opens the door.
See the reaction.
Opens the door.
Again, I wouldn't mind if WWE would open up a little bit. Like the Best of Super Junior, send some of your guys. You're not doing nothing with like if Wesley, who isn't doing anything, can show out in the Best of Super Juniors
and then come back.
That would be nice. Yeah, he actually has thought, and maybe people will watch NXT. Or if you sent like A-Kid or Nathan Frazier or whatever, you send some
Noam Dar, fucking anybody in NXT UK. Ilya Dragunov, send Dragunov over there as the champion. As the champ over there. So cool.
But WWE's in the world of destroy. We are only one. There's only one universe. When they're doing the bloodline, we the ones, that's literally Vince McMahon going, we the ones. All right? We're the only wrestling promotion in the world. Everybody else is minor league compared to them. That's how I think they feel. That's why they will never do business with anybody. Unless they get desperate. Unless AEW really catches on and they're like, holy shit,
I
they're coming
think
close to us. We're gonna start working with other people too.
I think that, and I don't want this to happen anytime soon. Do not quote me on saying like, I just want Vince McMahon to pass away. But nothing is really going to change until that man does pass away.
Yeah,
Nothing
yeah.
is going to change. Once that
But
man passes away, that's going to be WWE's true, honest to God, honest dominance test on how far they can push the envelope of World Wrestling Entertainment, being that Vince McMahon is gone. The brainchild of the whole shit is
yeah,
out of the picture. What happens then? What happens now?
but even then, the next owner, I'm assuming, will be probably, or next owner will probably be Stephanie of some kind. Whether it's
We
Stephanie or
cannot we
Triple H
cannot
or
assume we cannot assume nothing when it pertains to Vince McMahon's brain. We cannot assume anything, because
I'm
if
going to
anything,
assume
he'll
I
he
gotta
can
assume.
he could easily give it to fucking Triple H. He can easily give it to who's his number two guy? Rich Pritchard. Rich Pritchard could be the guy, and it could be even worse. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's you never know. You're not gonna know. We're not gonna know until we know.
I can. Here's the one thing I do. I think the person who does take over for, or that follows McMahon Vince, will have the same mindset. They will still go like, nah, we still don't have to do that. Triple H might, but I don't think he's getting the reins because Vince sees him as like, you lost. You lost. I can't have, like, you went head to head with AEW. You lost. I had no budget. You lost, son. You lost. You can't have it. Anybody else can, but you can't. But we'll see. I think when Vince passed, honestly, they're going to just sell it at that point. That's when it sells.
For what,
Like,
$1 trillion? Are they a $1 billion company or $1 trillion company?
I think it's $1 billion company.
What
That
say you guys? By the time that Vince McMahon goes away, is it going to be still in the billions, in the high billions, or is it going to be right there on the cusp of trillions? Nick,
yeah, I got the billions. By the time I don't know how long he got left. I'm assuming he looks healthy enough. I mean, he didn't take that stunner well, but he looks like he's made it have another 10 years left in him or whatnot. And they are a worldwide conglomerate and all this, and everything they hype themselves up to be. They are who they say they are at times. But I think that'll be the point where it's like, you know what? This was Vince's thing. We could sell, get our chips, and go. And if they sell to Disney, it's a game over. Game over. There is no other wrestling out there if Disney gets their hands on WWE.
just pack it in. Everybody pack it in, right? Disney? What? Man.
And then I can see it right now. I can see the internet already complaining. Talk about, man, this is, WWE is as good as man, Vince McMahon ran it. Disney don't know what they're doing. Same way they did Star Wars.
I can see the memes. I can see the memes of Mickey Mouse just in the chair with the Vince hair. Right?
You're fired.
Oh, you're fired, pal.
Oh, you're fired. Oh.
Goofy in the back. Gosh, you don't have to be so harsh, Mickey.
That's just John Laurinaitis. That's all that would be.
Oh shit.
All right, we covered everything. Is there anything else you would like to talk about?
Yeah, man. What's this Kota Ibushi situation is still boggling my mind. He's gonna get snatched up by the Yakuza, and then they're gonna play all his greatest hits afterwards.
Yeah.
He's gonna disappear. Then they're gonna exploit him even more. They're gonna exploit him even more with all his greatest hits.
Who you gonna expose, huh? Expose. You expose us, we exploit your death. That's all I'm saying. That's all we gonna do. We taking fingers in.
Select the honorary Kota Ibushi Golden Star Collection.
We're now dubbing the best of Super Junior Tournament trophy the Kota Ibushi trophy. Like,
it's the Kota Ibushi trophy. Oh man. Yeah, that should be it, man. That's
Capital Collision coming up. Fatal 4-Way. Can't wait to talk about that and watch that one. Moxley, Ospreay, Tanahashi, and why am I blanking out on the last person?
Rock Hard Juice Robinson, man.
Oh, Juice. Rock Hard.
Rock Hard.
By the way, when I keep seeing Juice Robinson and his whole biker look now, it reminds me of Drew McIntyre's 3MB days. He was just thrusting and going.
Nah, he's definitely giving me the Chuck Palumbo vibes.
Oh. But yeah, tune in next week for that. Also, check out the Best Of show. It's out. It's the only show we're really doing this week, other than this show. Check it out. Manny put a lot of work in there. It's hilarious. He takes a lot of unnecessary shots at my life. He even zooms in on my boobs and nipples. I don't even know why that's even a thing. That's even a thing, Manny. You're a freak.
If you guys haven't seen it, it's hilarious. You guys gotta watch. I'm gonna watch it again right after this.
Also, tune in to the WWE edition of Owning Disney Spider-Man versus Richard O'Shea Ricochet in a match. Would be amazing just because I expect to see it in comic form and then in live action where they have.
Hold on. Which Peter are we talking? There's 3 of them.
Oh, you just made it a triple threat match / fatal 4-way. We get multiple Peters and Miles Morales against Ricochet. Fatal 4-way.
Then he has to add Trey Miguel,
It won't end. The Mandalorian versus King. This is the way.
Oh man, this is the way. Count Dooku versus Goro.
Just go, all of it.
The tournament of death. What?
And the squash match: Thanos versus Damien Demento. Oh, they're trying to get Thanos over. I'm tired of seeing them. They treat Thanos like they treat Veer.
Squash everybody.
It took them equally as long to show up on the big screen, by the way. Thanos took 10 years on the screen. Talk about he coming, just like Veer. Match made in heaven. Anyway, that is all we have today. I hope you guys enjoyed the show and enjoyed all the stuff we talked about. Tune in next week where we're talking about all types of stuff, mostly the Capital Collision. But who knows? Kota Ibushi may be dead according to the Yakuza. Maybe it'll be a memorial show. Who knows? I'll mark it forever. Joined by
3 Faces of Jemal. 3 Faces of Jemal. You already know. Oh, we got a point.
Bang, bang, bang. Check them out on SoundCloud and on the Mid-Card Mess podcast, which is also on the same name as the 3 Faces of Jemal. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. Later. Have a good day. I don't know how to end it ever. Deuces.
Have a good day. That's so William Regal of you.
Yeah. Have a good day. Have a good day.
Oh, we still live, baby. Hey, we still live. Hey, hold up. I'm over here. I'm over there.
Yeah, I don't know why I disappeared. I don't know why I disappeared.
I was about to drop bars on this thing. I was about, I'm live. I'm about to be like, face number 1. Yeah, face number 2.
I actually hit leave studio instead of end broadcast.
Yo.
That's why I was still going.
Yes, this gotta be added. This gotta be added to the bloopers of May.
Yeah, this is definitely a best of moment of me just being like, so long. Shoot, hit the wrong button.
Still live. What if I was just like randomly just start beating? I'm gonna get comfortable. Start taking everything off.
I'll just leave you on. All right, for real this time. Peace out. Everybody have a good day.